started with this video about my WRX, I do ask that you consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're in the holiday spirit, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video. It really helps me put out content and get my content ranked and get this WRX in front of you guys. So I appreciate it. Let's get into the video. The montage of my 2016 400 horsepower, maybe 400 plus horsepower Subaru WRX. Let me tell you a little bit about my car. I probably just waved my hand in front of the camera, but let me tell you about my car because you're here for a full review. And according to my analytics, only about, I don't know, 1% of my views come from subscribers. So 99% of you guys, maybe 98% of you guys are seeing my channel for the first time. And I'm super disappointing. So if you want to see more WRX content or super fast car, fun, crud stuff, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That being said, let me tell you about my car and try to convince you to subscribe to my channel because I think I have a sweet car. So I have a 2016 WRX. It is a base model. I'm coming from a 2015 limited WRX, which was a CVT. And before that, I had a truck and another car and a Genesis Coupe. And yeah, I've had a lot of cars in my life. This is not my only car currently. I also have a commuter car and I'm looking to buy a truck again because I need a truck. I just bought a house. But back to my car. So I've got 36,000 miles and 36,078 miles on my dash. So fairly low mileage WRX for 2016. What have I done to the car? I've got a Cobb big SF intake. I've got a nameless catback and an NVIDIA high flow catted J-pipe. I've got my access port right here. These are power mods, guys. And I am running a Bren Protune. So I took it to Bren Tuning. I did an in-person Protune, and I'm making 400 plus crank horsepower. Hope I didn't clickbait you guys. No, I really am making 400 plus crank horsepower. And then I think I've got to look at the dyno sheeter, but like 320 to the wheels, 325 to the wheels. So I actually, when we first got it, when he optimized my car, basically I made about 350 to the wheels, 370 torque, but we, made the decision together that I'm going to daily drive this until I take it stage 3. So we brought that number down just until I bring on some supporting mods. He's pretty confident I'll be able to make like 425 to the wheels when the time comes for stage 3, which if you do the math is about 500 horsepower to the crank, which would just be insane because then I get to make another video that says I have a 500 horsepower WRX, and that's pretty damn cool. Let's talk some aesthetic modification because I did include that little intro of me outside my car when I was driving, and I decided to stop because I was like, you don't want to see me the whole time. So, and I might disperse some of those clips back into this video, but I've got a unpainted front lip that I'm currently going to paint. It is a cheap eBay front lip because you're going to rip those things up all the time. But I really do think it makes a big difference with the car. I've got rear tint overlays. I really like those. Those are pretty cheap. I've got, I pretty much fully built my headlights. So there's the stock headlights. I've painted the backing, the housing. Then I'm running diode dynamic sea lights. I didn't cheap out there. I got the better of the two versions in my opinion. But diode dynamic sea lights, the base doesn't come with fog lights, so I put in some fog lights. They're the Subi Speed or something, cheap fog lights. They were like 70 bucks. And then I spent some money on some high quality LEDs, and all my front lights are LEDs, and soon I will be making my backlights LEDs. I think the LEDs and those little things make a big difference. So what else have I done to the car aesthetically? Got a bunch planned soon, but not currently on the car, I don't think. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I did? I think that's it. Again, lots of stuff planned, but like little things. I focused on power first, and I really wanted to make power. I said I had an access port. That's pretty much it. So, cool car, not too much money invested. In like 3 months, I might make another one of these videos. So if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to stay up to date with it. But I probably, in the next month, have about, I don't know, over $1,000 worth of stuff going into this car. Big moves are happening. So full review, what do you want to hear? Let's start with everything. Let's talk about everything. Gas mileage. Pre the tune, I was making like, on the highway, 38, let's say, probably 38. And then in the city, pre-tune, 28.5, and that's without pushing it. When I push it, those numbers go down. When I drive kind of aggressively and accelerate like a madman, like that, I wasn't really accelerating like a madman, but when I accelerate and stuff and push a little bit, my average is probably like 27, and that's with premium Shell fuel, which is what I'm required to run when I am driving my car, because my Protune is designed around that. So, all good fun, pretty good gas mileage. My insurance is about 90 bucks, 95 bucks a month for this car, full insurance, full coverage. I think my deductibles are like 100 bucks, which is the minimum in Massachusetts or something. What else do you want to know? Cost to maintain. Been pretty good to me so far. Nothing's really happened to the car, knock on wood, knock on everything. I do all my oil changes myself. I probably spend, every time I do an oil change, 35 bucks on oil and everything else you need. I've had 3 oil changes done in between this WRX and my old WRX at a dealer, just to get it done at a dealer, to do also a look over and some other stuff. That was about $80 to $90 for an oil change at a dealer for a WRX. In Massachusetts, it might be slightly lower if you live in a lower cost of living area. I drive this car on the weekends and sometimes at night during the week. This is not my only car, so this is like my weekend fun car. I therefore don't put a ton of miles on it. I'm probably putting like, 100 to 200 miles a week, so not a ton, versus my other car, which I'm putting like 25,000 miles a year on it. So this is my weekend car. The interior is pretty good. I downgraded when I went to the base versus, there's a WRX right there that got crunched. Oh, it's an STI, rip. Downgraded on the interior when I went from the Limited to the base. Still super happy. I'm not really going to show you the interior because they're the same on every Subaru. It's not a selling point. I think the interiors require quite a lot of modification. The car is super quiet stock. Now it's not super quiet. Let me throw in a exhaust clip here. I hope you like that exhaust clip. Not the greatest audio when I was taking it, but I've got to say this car sounds pretty darn good, as you can probably tell just through my GoPro while we're driving. So, good sounding car, all the good stuff. 0 to 60 time, I don't know, but this car is fast. I mean, it's fast. It's fast enough that it's raining out, it's wet out, and I'm not gonna floor it. There's no, I would just spin and slide off the road. So it's a quick car. I don't know much else to say about it. I mean, I think that's everything. Interior is high quality. I think if you're watching this video, you've already decided that a WRX is something you really want to consider. Things that are unique about a 400 horsepower WRX. What's, something that's amazing, and you guys might not think that this way. You might not think about it this way yet, but not much changes between a stock WRX and a 400 horsepower WRX other than the amount of smiles you get out of it. And everyone's gonna be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what I want to hear. I want to know this car is super different. Yes, speed-wise, this car is super different, but the rest of it's pretty much the same. That means same costs, same cost to own, same fuel costs. That all stays the same. And that's a wonderful thing. I think that it's a really important quality that I'm running 400 plus horsepower to the engine and I'm not losing drivability. I could daily drive this. I don't, obviously I'm running the engine a little bit harder, but I don't think in the long term it's going to damage it. knock on wood again, you never know. When you tune a car, you're removing factors of safety that help protect the engine, and you're really pushing the engine at a higher level. But I think these engines are pretty resilient. That's what my experience has been so far. Transmission seems to be doing okay. My guess is the clutch will need to be replaced soon. I think that the person that owned this car before me learned how to drive stick on this car. I've taught a few people, and then I hadn't driven stick in a while before getting back into this car, so the first couple weeks was rough. I think this clutch has kind of gone through hell. I don't know that for a fact. The person before me, it was completely stock. They were driving it as a daily car. It was, for the company. They were just driving to and from work. So it hasn't been super beat, but enough that I'm guessing in the next couple months that I'm gonna do the clutch. Probably do it myself. I don't know yet. It depends on time. But yeah, so these cars are relatively expensive to own if you're coming from like in an expensive car. But if you've driven a sports car before, and I'm talking like any sports car, like again, I had a Genesis Coupe, very similar cost to own, more than a normal car because you got more parts, you're pushing the engine a little bit harder, you're driving it a little bit different, things go faster, you need tires more often, that kind of thing. But altogether, it's it's the cost of having fun, and if you aren't having as much fun, like I'm only driving this weekend, my wear and tear is just less. So it's a fun car. If you're looking to buy one, I highly recommend it. There's nothing bad, knock on wood, nothing bad about these cars. I really love them. If you do get a dud, there's so much aftermarket and tuning support and engine rebuild support. I mean, for years and years and years, engines have failed because people push them way too hard, and so many people have rebuilt them that it's not like you're blowing an engine on an expensive Audi where there's not a lot of people that rebuild them themselves or have shops that specialize in rebuilding them. So I really do think this is a great car. It's a great platform. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I'm sorry if this review got kind of dull here, so that's not where I meant it to go. But I think with the montage and just showing you it's fun, and so stay tuned. I appreciate you guys sticking through the video this long. This car's a great car.